For this project, we need scissors, measuring tape, pins, thread, 2 types of elastic, and fabric. I used a picot elastic as well as a plain elastic for the straps. For the fabric, I used something that was almost sheer with some stretch. The right side of the fabric is the direction that the fabric curls. I started by wrapping the fabric around a mannequin. You could do this on yourself as well, making sure the wrong side of the fabric is facing out. And then I created a back seam with pins. I didn't want the shirt to be loose, so I made sure to pin it nice and tight in the back. Once you're happy with the fit of your shirt, you can trim away all the excess fabric as well as cut the length that you'd like for the shirt, making sure to include about 1 centimeter of seam allowance. You can use a serger or just a regular sewing machine with a zigzag stitch, and you're going to sew along where you just pinned. Then try it on and make any adjustments with pins that you'd like. And then if you're happy with the fit, you can just sew those adjustments, again using a zigzag stitch. You're then going to trim away all the excess fabric, leaving about 0.5 centimeter. And then again using your zigzag stitch, you're going to go over so that you have 2 layers of your zigzag stitching. This is to avoid fraying and keep your stitch secure. Now with your picot elastic, you're going to place it along the neckline. You're going to make sure that the detail is facing down and that the elastic is on the right side of the fabric. And you're again going to sew this with a zigzag stitch. I tugged the elastic slightly to give the shirt a little more hug. And then I slightly overlapped the elastic at the end. Make sure to trim away any of the fabric that might be poking out from underneath the elastic. You're then going to fold the elastic over and do a second zigzag stitch. Jersey fabrics have a slight roll, so for the hem I'm going to fold up the center back seam and secure it with a little stitch. I only folded it about 1/4 centimeter. Now you can attach your straps and you can place these wherever you like. Make sure to try it on before sewing. We're going to place the straps on the inside and sew with a zigzag stitch. And now your first tank top is all done. For the second tank top, we're going to do the same technique as the first, making sure the wrong side is facing out and placing pins in the back seam. Except for this top, we're going to place the neckline a little higher. You're then going to trim away the excess in the back and cut it to your desired length. Now you're going to cut your V-neck, and this can be really any shape that you like. I then cut a slight curve from the front to the back of the shirt. With a zigzag stitch, you're going to sew your back seam, and then again cut away all the excess and do a second zigzag stitch. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did for the first tank top, placing the picot elastic on the right side of the fabric, decorative edge facing down. And then when you reach the V, you're going to just pivot the fabric so it still hits the elastic. As you can see here, just pivoting the fabric and then continuing along with your zigzag stitch. And then trim away any excess fabric that might be poking out from underneath the elastic. Folding your elastic over, you're ready to do your second zigzag stitch. Now you're going to fold the tank top in half and place a pin at a 45-degree angle on the inside of the tank top. This will create your V neckline. And then you're just going to sew that with a straight stitch. We're now going to do the same elastic technique for the back of our tank top, placing the elastic detail facing down on the right side of the fabric all around the edge of the tank top. And then sew with a zigzag stitch, giving the elastic a slight tug. And then trim away any of the excess fabric or elastic that might be poking out. And again, fold it over and do your second zigzag stitch. We're going to do the same hemming technique, so just folding it over and doing a little stitch on the back seam. And finally, you can attach the straps just how we did for the other tank top, and you're all done.